Are you ready to bug out? Are you ready to leave your home if an emergency arises? Every day we're hearing of something different. Fires, floods, tornadoes, gas explosions, things that we're not anticipating, things that we don't think will happen where we live. We need to be ready, and more than ever, we need to be specific and precise with what we have in our bug out bag. So I'm going to go over 16 things that everyone really needs, but few people think about. Reading lights, okay? These are really simple to use. They come on like this. They have different settings for you. And the beauty of these, it leaves you hands-free. Put it around your neck. It's flexible, it doesn't hurt. You can cross it, you can leave it this way, you can bend them up or whatever you need. These have multiple uses. Not only are they good for just turning on and reading, especially if you've been placed into a temporary shelter because everyone has to evacuate and you're crowded, but you need to read something and it's night and you don't want to disturb people. It's good for that, but this is also good for a flashlight. If you need to walk in the dark, you have your bug out bag. You need your hands to be free. Also, these are also good for walking at night, not only so that you can see where you're going, but so that people can see you too. These have multiple uses. Now, these are chargeable by the USB plug. These are chargeable by that, and I've had these for a long time. And I use mine quite often just simply for reading late at night. And I haven't had to charge them in at least 6 months. So put a good charge on it. Always have your chargers with you, but put a good charge on it. This is invaluable. The next thing is a simple mask. I don't have any with me right now, but just your regular face mask. Sometimes we don't think about a mask unless we're sick or we're going somewhere that people are sick. But think about airborne, and if you can get a dust mask, that's the kind that you want to have, as well as goggles. You don't know what will be airborne. You don't know what situation that you may be in where you need to protect yourself and or protect yourself from others. Now, this next one, a lot of people are going to say, what in the world would I need that for? I'm talking about Depends. Now, I think that's a brand name and it doesn't have to be that, but we're talking about adult-like diapers. Why would you need that? Because you don't know the situation you'll be in or when you can get to the next restroom. And maybe, just maybe, even if you got to the next restroom, there's a line out the door. You want to make sure that you're safe and secure. This is for young adults as well as older adults. You don't have to have a problem to be secure and safe. Always, always have a whistle. This whistle can be heard up to 2 miles away. And it's going to be much louder than your voice. And you won't have to worry about losing your voice. For our family members, you can develop a signal. You know, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5 times. And you're like, okay, that's our signal. My relative is somewhere close to me. All right. You can also signal emergency personnel with a whistle. If you are trapped somewhere, but you had this whistle and it was around your neck already, it's going to be with you. And if you can just get this in your mouth and continue to blow, like I said, up to 2 miles away, someone will hear you. Resistance bands. Yes, these are not just for exercising, okay? These can be used as a makeshift splint, tourniquet, or a stretcher along with other materials. It can be used as a rope. If you need to climb and you need a little extra lift, you can tie this and then step on it and it will help you get where you need to be lifted to. They're durable and safe. You can also tie something if you need to bundle something to help carry it. This is strong and durable. You want the resistance bands that are like this one, not the ones that have the handles on the end, but just a plain resistance. And the things that I'm naming too, they are also thin. So they're not going to take up a lot of space in your backpack. But if you were to need one of them, oh my goodness. Now, before we go on to the next item, take a second and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on that notification bell. This one is actually 2-in-1. You want to have your emergency contacts, your relatives, your family, whatever, your doctor, and important information written down on a piece of paper. Do not count on your cellular device to have contacts in it. If you lose it, if it goes dead, if it gets damaged and you can't get in it, you need to have it written down, because the chances of you being able to get in contact with someone, as long as you know the number, is much greater than if you don't have the numbers at all. All papers, Two in one, this is the second half of it. All papers you want, if you have a deed, if you have your marriage certificate, your birth certificate, your social security card, you want to do three things. Make a copy of it, okay? Keep your originals somewhere safe. We're not planning on evacuating, but so keep those safe. Make a copy. Put a copy on a USB plug and email a copy to you as an attachment. So if you can get into your email, and that's another thing you need to have written down, your email addresses and your passwords in your bug out bag, because if you're stressed and you get in a tight situation, you may not remember it. That's young and old. Put your papers in something like this. This is a fireproof document bag. It will withstand up to 2 hours of fire. It's RFID, so people can't walk past me and get the information. And it is also waterproof, okay? As you can see, the foil part in here, it zips, it's secure, and you can put, these come in multiple sizes, so you can put one inside of another if you need to. Cash in here, important papers in here. Everything that you think you might ever need again in life, you want to take with you at all times. Okay, this I am using strictly as an example, okay? You need binoculars, but you want the real mini kind, not these, but this is all I had on hand right now. You don't know when you need to look ahead. If you are out in a wilderness type place, you might be needing food, and you can spot it with this. You can also spot friend or foe with these, all right? Even if you're just stuck in traffic, maybe you need to see way ahead. You could step out your car, because you've been sitting here for an hour, so you can step out your car and see what's up ahead. You need to have binoculars. Honey. Honey doesn't need to necessarily be in a glass jar. It will last forever. So you don't have to worry about any type of spoilage or anything like that. But if you have honey, it can help prevent infection on minor cuts, scrapes, and burns to promote healing. It can be a wound dresser, an energy booster, sore throat relief. There are so many things that honey is good for. It's also a quick, good source of glucose if you have low blood sugar. Even mixed with water, it can be good for hydration. You don't have to put it in a glass jar. You can simply put it in any type of small, airtight container that you know will not come apart. Salt. Get you a small plastic bag and put some salt in it. Wound care. Mixed with water, it can clean, prevent infection. We've all used warm salt and water for our sore throats. You can use it on bug bites and stings. You can also use it to preserve. So if you have to catch something out in the wild, it can help preserve what you caught. And if you're out camping or you need to start a campfire and you're out there cooking and you have a grease fire, use a little salt. Now, if at least one or two of the items that we have gone over so far, either you have never thought of it or you're not ready with it, stick around to the end, because I have a couple of bonuses for you that I'm sure will change how you handle your bug out bag. Instant coffee and a couple of tea bags. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to mention food, but the coffee in the tea bag is a personal stress satisfier. If you're used to having it, then it can be just something comforting in a time of distress. So can the tea, if that's what you're used to having on a daily basis. So it's a little something for yourself. You can also use coffee as a body scrub. With the right tea, it can be medicinal as well. Instant coffee will also repel mosquitoes and ants. And just the flavor of both coffee and tea can amp up other foods that you may need to prepare. Now, this one is something that I like to have in my bug out bag and out of my bug out bag. This is a cooling towel. Pretty sure you can find these a lot of places, especially online. And it just looks like a regular towel, doesn't it? But it's a little bit different. Cooling towels, once wet, all you need to do is get it wet, okay? Get it wet, wring it out, and put it around your neck. Believe it or not, even in the heat of the summer, it will keep you cool. And if it starts to dry out, you can take it and give it a couple of pops. Or sometimes if you're perspiring, just that wetness, it doesn't have to be a particular wetness, that wetness will enable it to be cooling again. And it really does work. Okay, I would suggest putting this in a flask, not this glass bottle. But you want a high proof alcohol. Vodka will go up to 190 and 92 proof, I believe. This can be a lifesaver, okay? And I'm not talking about drinking it. You can use it to clean. It will get rid of mold and mildew. If you need to repair something and the bolt or something on it is stuck, this will get it unstuck. You can also treat colds and fevers, cold sores, sore throats, toothaches, regular pain, as well as even sedation if necessary. It's also good for bartering. Most people take their bags and they fill them up to the brim. Okay, my bag has pockets and pockets aren't, and most of the pockets aren't even attached, but they have detachable pockets. But even with that, your main compartment, leave some space in that backpack. Okay, do not fill your bug out bag all the way up to the top and stuff it. You need the flexibility to be able to store more things. You never know when you're going to run up on even more supplies. You have to carry something additional because maybe someone else can't carry it. Also, if you've taken things out and you need to pack it up quick and a hurry because you need to move on or something, that extra space is going to allow you to dump and go. So make sure you always leave some extra room in your bug out bag. This one is my favorite. Kool-Aid. Yes, Kool-Aid. And we're not talking about drinking it. Take an empty spice jar. Now this is glass and you want plastic, not glass, but I don't have any empty plastic ones. And put your Kool-Aid in here, okay? You can take 3 or 4 packs, 1 pack, it doesn't matter. Try to make sure it's red. This is blackberry. You want cherry, strawberry, a red color. You can use this as an emergency signal. You can write on the ground with it. All it takes is about a teaspoon or so to make quite a bit, and it will stain very well. You can also use it if you need to run off into the wild, the woods or something, and you are afraid you don't know your way back. You can take this, it's in here, if it's got a shaker on it, and you can shake it along the way so that you know to backtrack looking for your Kool-Aid marks. You can write with it and call for help, SOS. And it only takes a teaspoon or so to go a long way when it comes to writing or marking something with Kool-Aid. I promised you a couple of bonuses at the end. One bonus is a instant read thermometer. You want to put an instant read thermometer in your backpack because guess what? It'll take your temperature too. Now it might not be perfectly accurate in taking your temperature, but if you really think you have a fever, it's going to register higher than normal, okay? You just have to be very careful with this. Put it under your tongue like you would any other thermometer. But this is twofold because if you have to hunt, fish, or whatever, and you end up with something that you know you need to cook in order to survive, and you don't know anything about it, you can use this instant read thermometer to make sure it's done, okay? Typically, any wild game that you have and you're cooking it, if it registers 165 or more, it's probably overdone, but at least it's cooked. Okay, so you don't have to worry about is it still raw inside. Cook it to about 165, go to 170 if you need to. All right, in the thickest part of it. Like I said, it might be overcooked, but it won't be raw. All right, so overcooked meat might be a little tough to eat, but it never hurts anybody. All right, so that's one. The next thing is I have heard so many people that have husbands or very small kids and they have one backpack, husband and wife have one backpack. Everyone in your family needs their own. Okay, if you get separated, somebody's got the backpack, somebody has nothing. So you need your own. Plus, I'm pretty sure most people you might have your meds, he has his meds. Same thing for kids. You might have your meds, they might need something else. Even if the kids are too small to carry it, they need their own. That just means you need to carry 2. All right, or 3, or however many kids you got. Okay, so make sure everyone has their own backpack. Bonus number 3, keep your backpack near an entrance in a cool, dark place, just in case you have things in there like food or medicine that needs to be in a cool, dark place. Keep it in a cool, dark place, off the floor. Don't sit your backpacks on the floor. You can put them in a garage, but make some hooks on the wall and hook them on the wall. That way they're there. You walk out in a line. Everybody knows their backpack is. Make sure they're different colors or different sizes. Grab it and keep it going. All right, you want it off the floor in case there's any flooding. Not a disaster of flooding, but it could be your washing machine overflows or your hot water tank breaks down And if it's on the floor, it's wet and probably everything else is. You should have a waterproof backpack, but just don't trust to put it up high. Check your bag every 6 months. Sometimes our weight changes. Make sure your change of clothes fits. Make sure that you haven't gone so long that whatever food you have in there is expired. Make sure you still have the things that you currently need. Maybe your med doses or your supplement doses have changed. Switch it out. A good rule of thumb is daylight savings time, spring and fall. Okay, when they tell you to change the batteries in your smoke detectors, check your backpack. All right, pull it out, go through it, and make sure it's current and ready to go. And again, this is my favorite bonus tip. Make sure every single backpack has an air tag, okay? These are air tags. These are Apple air tags. They do have other kinds. If you don't have an Apple, they do have the same device. I don't know what it's called. Look it up. They do have it. You need to keep an air tag activated at all times in your bag, whether you're bugging out or not. Because now think about it. You have important papers in there, don't you? You should have some cash in there, okay? You have birth certificates. You have deeds. You have important papers in there. With that air tag in that bag and activate it. When the bag moves, you know it. In your house or out of your house. If that bag moves so many feet, you will know it. If you are in a shelter with a bunch of other people and your bug out bag decides to walk off, you know it. All right? If it moves, you know it. And on top of that, you'll know exactly where it's at. All right? So make sure you have air tags. Be sure to check out the other video on the screen and take a second and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 500,000 subscribers together. I'm Pam and this is my POV.